Gavin. How are you?
I'm good.
Okay, so what I'd like you to do for all the viewers is I would like you to maybe show us a sticking pattern or a warm-up exercise that you play. Okay?
All right.
But I'm going to talk to you and ask you some questions at the same time.
Why would you do that?
Because you're Gavin and it's fun.
To ruin it.
So over to you, what are you going to play and what are you going to tell us what you're going to do?
I like going, what would this be like? This is a paradiddle starting with the double part.
Okay.
But with a flam at the front.
Nice.
What do you call that? Flam paradiddle, but you start the flam is on the double rather than the single.
Okay, I'd like to call it a Harrison diddle.
Yeah.
Because it's a hybrid. So, okay, let's get it going.
I better start off slow.
Well, you've got to speak at the same time. Do you do a lot of singing and playing the drums?
No.
Are you ready?
Just about.
Okay.
I'm getting tired now, Mike.
Okay, so you're on a desert island. You've got your drum kit, anywhere you want. You've got your drum kit, you've got all your amenities, but you can take one luxury item. What's it going to be?
Hemorrhoid cream.
This is going to be fun, ladies and gentlemen.
Germaloids.
Okay, is that's your final decision?
Yeah, preparation H is not so good.
Okay, so that's the quest. That's it then. So you can take one drum book.
Hang on, how did my drums get there?
Yeah, that's a secret.
Oh. One drum book. Oh, it's got to be Rhythm and Fills.
Oh, now who was that by?
By Mike Dolbear.
This was not actually scripted, but fine. There's not a lot in there for you to get on with there, but anyway. Okay, so you can take one piece of music, however you want it, on vinyl or iPod, whatever it is, but one record, one album.
One record. What, have I got to listen to it for the rest of my life?
Yeah.
Oh, God. That'd be a long album then. It's called Cruel Space by Art Farmer.
Okay, any particular reason?
That's just the first thing I can think of.
Okay. God. Okay, it's a long haul flight. Okay, you can sit next to any drummer, dead or alive, and ask them the questions you've always wanted to ask them. Who would that be?
Have I got an aisle seat? Or am I in the window?
You can have business.
Business?
Yeah.
I want to be next to you, Mike. And then what would I ask you? I'd ask you, why are we doing silly questions while I'm playing paradiddle?
Well, because it's for Zildjian.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's why we're doing them.
Okay.
Okay, any artist, dead or alive, that you'd like to work with?
I would say Chick Corea.
Okay, and the one record album that you're the most proudest of that you've played?
Oh God. I've changed now.
Well, that's fine.
Oh God, I don't know. Fear of a Blank Planet by Porcupine Tree.
Okay, now that surprises me. I really thought you were going to go with the big band.
Actually, yeah, you reminded me.
Okay, because that's a great album.
That's much better album.
And you spent a lot of work on that album, so
Cheating the Polygraph.
And if you haven't heard that, check it out. It's excellent. Okay, what advice would you give a 15-year-old Gavin Harrison?
Never trust a fart. What would I give him? Well, hello. Practice more.
No. Really?
Practice more. Yeah, you can't do enough, Mike. Really. It's only when you start listening that you realise, actually, I'm not that good. It depends how good your listening is.
Okay.
When I was 15, I thought, oh, great. But I had 15-year-old ears. You know, when your ears get better, you start thinking, oh, that didn't sound in time. Oh, that was a load of rubbish. You know, as your ears get better, that's the way to improve. Because if you can't hear what you're doing is bad, you'll never improve.
Right.
You'll always think, oh man, I'm brilliant.
Wow.
Why haven't I got a gig?
That's interesting. Okay. Do you stretch before you perform?
Stretch my imagination.
Okay.
No, not really. There's one I do like that.
Okay.
Stop now.
Okay, that's fine. I'll let you have that one. I heard all the cracks, by the way, when that happened.
All the creaking.
Do you warm up before you go out and play?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Any particular warm-ups, or does it
We're looking
change
at
between? Okay, this is it.
We're looking at it, baby.
What about your feet? Nothing from the feet, or?
I bring my feet.
Okay. Take
but
your hands out your pocket.
No, I have in the past dragged around bass drum, practice pads, and it just doesn't feel the same.
Okay.
I mean, ideally, if you were a massive band, you could have your own identical drum kit set up backstage, but you know, really the best warm-up is just getting mentally prepared.
Okay, cool.
Because you can do this as long as you like.
Yeah.
You get out there, if your head's not right, you'll just play rubbish, no matter how warmed up you are. It's more important to be mentally prepared than physically, I think.
Is there anything in particular that you do to get mentally prepared?
Yeah, I make sure I've got at least 30 minutes before we go on stage without guests and friends and record company people, because they always want to come into the dressing room and talk to you right up to the end. And they're telling you about their holiday and their sister's eye operation and all this sort of thing, and then you go on stage all rattled.
Yeah.
And so you need some time on your own just to think about what you're going to play and concentrate and be in the right frame of mind. So when you go on stage, you're as prepared as you can be.
Yeah, that is brilliant. That's a bit of advice I say to all my students actually, so that's really good. The song, if there's a particular song that you wished you played.
Oh, Barbie World by Aqua. I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world.
You can sing and play the drums. You lied to me.
No, I would have to say Kashmir maybe.
Oh, okay, nice. Cocktail or beer?
I don't drink one.
You stopped now?
Stopped, yeah. It's April 2018. That makes me sound like I was an alcoholic.
No, you wasn't an alcoholic.
I wasn't. I got hiatal hernia, and the doctor said, look, you really shouldn't drink. It'll aggravate your hiatal hernia. Okay. But I only used to drink about 1 or 2 beers a month. Yeah. Before that, so it wasn't much to give it up.
You're still drinking the coffee?
Still drinking the coffee, yeah.
Of course. Okay. Okay. Last question. What advice would you give young musicians now wanting to come into the music industry?
That's a good question.
I think it's the only good one out from all of them.
Finally. Well, for young drummers, my advice would be work on your timing and your sound. Yeah. In my day, that also included working on your reading. But I don't know what sort of thing, how many times I've been asked to read in the last 25 years is almost never. It's useful because I write charts out and I can read charts on stage. But in terms of the kind of gigs where I go along and someone puts up charts I have to sight read, that hasn't happened for about 35 years. But it is a useful skill, and one which, even if you never have to sight read, it still really helps. Sometimes someone says, can you do my gig on Saturday night? Here's a recording of all 35 songs. You think, Christ, I can't learn 35 songs by Saturday night. Yeah. So if you can write out charts, even if they're good enough that only you can read them.
G charts, yeah.
Yeah, you can, with all the phrases and the stops and the starts, you can go on there without any rehearsal and do this guy's gig or girl's gig, play all 35 songs without making a mistake. But the thing that I think is really most valuable is working on your timing and working on your sound. Yeah. Because that's the first thing everyone hears. They hear your drum sound immediately, and then they feel your sense of time. And if you've spent all your efforts practicing quintuplet sort of a go-go bell solos and tap dancing on the double bass drum, that's okay at drum clinics and stuff, but it's not real life. It's not like real work, as we have both done. Yeah. They don't want any of that. They just want you to play time and not go wrong and have a nice drum sound. You'll get a lot further, I think, if you've got a really good sound. And a lot of the sound is about how you actually play the drum. It's not necessarily that you haven't got the most expensive drums in the world, or you haven't learned how to tune, although learning how to tune is always useful. And there's a zillion YouTube clips of people. I like Bob Gatson, actually. Yeah. He makes a lot of sense. If you watch Bob Gatson, I know he's a quirky guy, but everything he says makes perfect sense. That's a good place to start on how to tune your drums. But a lot of it's how you hit them as well. Good.
Well, listen, you can now stop playing the pad. Gavin Harrison, you can now leave the building.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good night.